Chapter 1 is called A Special Visitor. From the moment she woke up, Susie Gardner had a feeling December 9th, 2007 would turn out to be an extraordinary day. There was something in the air, something even more special than the winter's first snowfall or the sweet smell of burning oak logs wafting up through the chimneys of homes trying to take the chill out of a cold winter's day. As she walked home from school and approached her house on Lafayette Road, Susie thought she noticed a familiar smell. When she opened the kitchen door, she knew for sure. The sweet aroma of her mom's chewy, gooey, dark chocolate fudge cake filled the air. This could mean only one thing. Granny Ella was coming to visit. Susie's mom only made the chewy, gooey, dark chocolate fudge cake when her own mother, Susie's Granny Ella, came to visit. Granny Ella had come to expect her favorite cake to be waiting for her. This time her arrival was part of a very special occasion, a special occasion times 2. Susie and her granny had a remarkable relationship. Of all the people in her family, it was her granny who really understood her. She knew what Susie was thinking, even without Susie saying a word. They laughed at the same kind of jokes, liked the same kind of movies, and were inspired by the same kind of people and events. They were two of a kind. What does that mean, two of a kind?
Maybe they're like really similar and they have a lot in common.
They have a lot in common. And from what I've read, does it sound like that to you?
Yeah.
You'll find out more about that coming up here. After hugging her mother and confirming, remember the word we looked at, and confirming her hunch that Granny Ella was on her way, Susie ran to her room to tidy up for her grandmother's arrival. Granny Ella always slept in the other twin bed in Susie's room. That was the best part, staying up late and discussing wondrous ideas, listening to story about her granny's childhood, and waking up early the next morning to hear more about the amazing life her grandmother had led. As Susie emptied out a drawer in her dresser to make room for her Granny Ella's belongings, she picked up one of the pictures she kept next to her jewelry box. This was a photo of her granny when she was 8 years old. Today's visit was perfect timing. Tomorrow, December 10th, 2007, was Susie's 8th birthday. Pretty close, guessing the ages. Nice going, girls. And she was so excited to know her granny was coming all the way from Greensburg, Pennsylvania, to be with her on her special day. But it wasn't just Susie's special day. December 10th was also her grandmother's birthday. They were born exactly 75 years apart. Okay, Susie's 8, Granny's 75 years older. Got that? As Susie looked at the picture, she could hear her dad saying, "You look just like your granny did when she was your age." When she looked at her grandmother's long curly blonde hair, full lips, big smile, and sparkling blue eyes, Susie might as well have been looking at herself in the mirror. There was another picture of Granny Ella on the nightstand next to Susie's bed. In this one, her grandmother was a young woman. Although Susie didn't know where the picture was taken, Granny Ella was looking up at the camera, surrounded by what appeared to be several of her friends. But the resemblance to Susie was still easy to see. When Susie looked at this picture, it was like a glimpse into her own future, a picture of what she, Susie Gardner, would look like when she became a young woman. Susie's life as a soon-to-be 8-year-old was very different from that of her granny's childhood days. Growing up in Kiev, Russia, Granny Ella was raised on a turkey farm where there were hours of chores to complete every day, rain or snow, all year round. Ella Medavoy was one of 8 children. She had 3 older brothers and 4 younger sisters. Her grandmother Ed.D. also lived on the farm with Ella's mother and father, Mary and Reuben Medavoy. Where did Granny Ella grow up as a young child? What country? Russia. And did her parents live in a big fancy house? No, they lived on a turkey farm. Exactly. Very, very good. Granny Ella was 7 years old when she came with her mother, her grandmother Ed.D., and brothers and sisters to America by boat. Granny Ella's father was already settled in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, when he sent for the rest of his family. Some of the best stories Granny Ella told were about their 10-day journey to America by boat. 10-day journey by boat. Although none of the Medavoy children had gone to school in Russia, they all learned English quickly when they came to America and attended school in their new neighborhood. They were wise beyond their years and had learned life lessons that could not be taught in a classroom. Because they looked so much alike, when Susie looked at the pictures her grandmother had saved over the years, she felt as if she were living in her grandmother's shoes. How many days did it take Granny Ella and her mother? 10 days by sea. Do you know anybody that came to America by boat? Maybe one of your grandparents? Have you ever heard anyone in your family talk about that?
No.
My family came to America from Kiev, Russia, the same town that Granny Ella came from. And you'll find, as I read the book, I'll clue you in, that some of this book is autobiographical, meaning some of the things in this book actually happened to people in my family. And my name is Sue. My family calls me Susie. And there's another character in this book that was also in my family, which you're going to find out about in chapter 2, which is called A Present for Susie. Why would Susie be getting a present?
They might be the shoes.
Yeah.
You think her present could be shoes? Well, aren't you a smarty pants?
And
It's her
It's her birthday, and I think that maybe she might be having cake also for her birthday.
Okay, so this is very fitting that you're so smart about this. There was a phrase in here that said, wise beyond her years. Granny Ella was wise beyond her years. What does that expression mean? What do you think it could mean?
Maybe it meant that she just really was really wise.
Very wise. And what does wise mean?
Like
Like
hard
you
to
have,
explain.
yeah, like you have good choices. Or
Good
something.
choices, yes, that you make smart choices. So wise kind of means smart. So if I say you're smart beyond your years, it means you're really smarter than kids who are your age.
Yeah,
You're smart like kids who are
like older. Than
older. Exactly. Good thinking. You must be wise beyond your years. Okay, so before we get into chapter 2, I know you have a brother and a sister. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, I have an older brother.
How much older than you is he?
2 years.
Okay, so close in age. Do you have any friends who are like really good friends that you get along with great, or maybe a brother or sister that you get along with great, but then every once in a while you don't get along so great?
Yeah.
How does that happen, Lindsay?
Sometimes, like, if you're with them a lot, you sort of get in an argument or something.
And then can you go back to being friends again?
Yeah.
Absolutely, exactly. Has anyone in either of your families ever been in a car accident? Has that ever happened?
Once when my mom was going with my brother to get braces, the car in front of her, like, suddenly stopped, and then she stopped, and then the car behind sort of
Slammed into her?
But nobody was hurt.
Excellent. All right, so be thinking about that. And here's another thing I want you to think about. You know it's Susie's birthday. The title is A Present for Susie. She's going to get some presents.
Yeah.
What was the most special birthday present each of you ever got?
Well, one of my most special presents was like an iPod or a camera.
Wow. Do you think Ella Medavoy, her granny, ever got an iPod or a computer when she was a little girl growing up in Kiev, Russia, 75 years ago? Not a chance. Exactly. And how about you, Lindsay? Can you think of a favorite present?
For Christmas, I got a laptop.
So kids nowadays are really looking forward to getting technology stuff and things like that. So do you each have your own little laptop computer?
Well,
Yeah.
no, I'm getting one next year.
All right. You'll be able to see this on your computer after June 15th.